Welcome to Hansel Financial. So this video I didn't exactly want to make, talking about the recession and are we in one, are we not one, are we on our way to a recession? I don't really know. Again, this video is not talking about if we are in one or not. My own opinion is I do believe we're either on the cusp of recession or we might already be in one. But I wanted to create this video to help you all to survive this recession, how it can help you save money during a recession and help you guys stay afloat. Another great way to stay afloat is by liking this video, subscribing to my channel, and commenting below. Again, I really appreciate it. Thank you all. So with that, the first thing to help you survive a recession is we want to make sure that we have an emergency fund set up. We want to set money aside in a different savings account. I recommend a high yield online savings account to get that high interest rate that's going to basically help you make money every single month, because that interest is going to occur every month and that interest is going to be credited back to your account, and so you'll be able to make a little bit of money on those savings. But anyway, emergency fund, you want to set up an account, start contributing money to that account, and you don't want to touch that account. That money in there is just going to be set aside for emergencies only. Because emergencies could be really anything. It could be car emergencies, medical emergencies, house emergencies, whatever the case is. You have that money set aside, so when the emergency does come up, again, it's not a matter of if, but when an emergency will pop up, you'll be able to afford that emergency and use that money to pay for that emergency and not have to take out debt to pay for it. And with this emergency fund, you want to have a goal of 3 to 6 months of your expenses in that emergency fund setup. So what that means is basically you create that budget and figure out what your monthly expenses are on your needs, not your wants, but your needs. And you want to basically times that amount per month by 3 or by 6, depending on what you want to do. Again, I would recommend closer to that 6 months just to be on the safer side, because again, during a recession, you might lose a job or you might have more emergencies come up because of the recession. So we want to make sure that we have that extra money set up. And how to set up this emergency fund, it's very simple. All you want to do is onto your online savings account. Most of them are going to have a way to schedule a payment every month, or you can do it every 2 weeks into that account. And so you want to set up a reoccurring payment into that emergency fund. If it's $50, $100, $200, whatever it is for you that makes sense for you and your budget and your family, set that up. And so every single month or every single 2 weeks, you basically don't even have to think about it. Money gets put into that account. And so eventually over time, that account is going to grow and you're going to have enough money saved up in there for your emergencies. So tip number 2 I want to talk about to help you survive in a recession is we need to cut back on those unnecessary expenses. So you're going to need to look at your expenses every month. Again, you want to create that budget so you know what money is coming in and what's going out on your expenses, and you want to see what things you can cut out of your expenses every month. And again, in a recession, it's very uncertain. We're not sure what's going to be happening in recession. Most of the time during recession, more jobs are being cut than being made, and so we want to make sure that we have enough cash and finances available if that does happen to you. So in order to do that, to help you out, we need to make sure that we are going through our expenses, seeing small things that we can cut out here and there. And again, those small things are definitely going to add up over time, especially in a month. So some of those small things that you cut out is maybe instead of going out to eat all the time, instead cook your meals at home. Go to the grocery store, shop the sale items at the grocery store, and make your meals at home. And again, making the meals at home is going to be healthier for you and your body, as well as being better on your wallet and your savings account as well, because it's going to cost you less money. Because we all know eating out is very expensive. Another small expense maybe is instead of going out and getting that maybe Starbucks coffee, maybe that's like your treat, you just make more coffees at home. Maybe you buy the things to make those specialty coffees at home, and instead of going out to Starbucks and paying $6, $7 for a cup of coffee, you have your caramel right here, you have your syrup right here, you got your creamer, and you make your own specialty coffee at home, and it's going to save you a lot of money as well. And some other small things maybe you can cut back here and there. Again, these small purchases might not seem like a lot, but over a month or even a year's time, it's going to really add up and really help you survive in a recession. So some other small things could be maybe some subscriptions out there. Maybe you have, I don't know, 5, 10 subscriptions, maybe, cut back 2 or 3 of those, because again, there's only so much time in a day that you can actually watch or listen to movies or listen to podcasts or music during the day. So maybe you can cut back on a couple of those, and again, I think you're going to be surprised at how much money you're going to be saving just by cutting a couple of those subscriptions out every month. Tip number 3 we want to talk about of help you survive in a recession is basically going to be trying to find different ways for income stream, trying to increase your income. It can be a little more difficult as well. It's not as simple as going through your expenses and cutting them out or creating that emergency fund. But this one could also be key for you as well, just in case if you do lose a job or maybe your spouse loses a job, you have another set of income besides your own income. Maybe you have a third set of income that helps to help you get through the couple of weeks or months while your spouse or somebody lost their job and then find a new one. So this one could be very important for you is to find that extra stream of income. So an easy way to go about trying to find an extra way of income is, you can do a quick Google search on that. There's tons and tons and tons of articles out there, or even YouTube videos out there that talk about different ways that you can make money. Some of my easy recommendations out there are going to be maybe you can drive for Uber Eats, maybe drive for Uber, that kind of stuff. Maybe do Instacart. If you're feeling adventurous, maybe you can start your own YouTube channel, but that might take some time, so it's not really quick money that you might need for that extra stream of income. But whatever it is, you want to kind of do some research, try and see if there's another way you can bring extra income into your family, or if you're by yourself, an extra stream of income outside of just your own personal job to help you in those circumstances. If in a recession we do happen to come into, and then you do lose your job, or maybe your hours get cut back, you have that extra source of income to come in to help pay for your bills. All right, so tip number 4 to help you survive during a recession is going to be to pay off that debt. During a recession, this is very, very key and very important, because if you have debt, especially high interest debt, that's just going to basically be compounded every single month, and basically you're going to be spending more money. And so we want to pay down that debt, pay down that high interest debt. It could be credit cards. Maybe you have outstanding credit card balances. Again, those are going to be the highest interest rate debt that you have most of the time, unless you took a crazy personal loan or payday loan out. But most of the time it's going to be the credit card debt that has the highest rate. So we want to make sure that we pay that off as soon as possible. Now, I know during a recession, finances might be tight during a recession. And so if you're not able to really go after that debt and pay it down, always make sure you at least pay the minimum. So when you pay the minimum, again, on your statement, it should have your balance for the month, and it should show you a minimum. So you want to at least, at the minimum, pay that minimum amount of price, so that way it doesn't affect your credit score too badly, and so that way you don't miss a payment. If that's the best you can do, then that's the best you can do. But if you're able to, try and put extra money to those credit cards so that way you would pay it off. Or the same thing could be maybe your student loans. Maybe you have a private student loans, and so their interest rate is very high. You could try and pay that off early. And with those debt as well, you don't always have to go after and tackle the big boys. Maybe you have a lot of credit card debt, but maybe you only have a small other type of debt. Maybe for you personally, maybe the best option is to go for that smaller debt first and create that snowball effect, and it gives you momentum, it gives you excitement because you paid off those smaller things, and so you're like, okay, you know what? It's not too bad. I can do it. I already paid off these couple of things. Now I'm going to tackle the big boy. But sometimes in other situations, maybe you want to just tackle the big one, the big credit card debt that you have, or whatever the debt is, the bigger debt. Maybe that's better for you. Depending on what your situation is, it might be better to pay off that bigger debt, or the debt that has the highest interest rate. Because again, if you pay that off first, you're going to be saving more money, because that higher interest rate is just going to be every single month compounding and creating more interest for you to pay off. But again, figure it on your own. Again, tons of research out there. There's tons of great YouTube videos out there. I've talked about it before. There's other great ones out there. You can do your research on Google, but figure out what's best for you, your family, your situation, to see how to pay off that high interest debt the quickest and the fastest and the most efficient for you. All right, so tip number 5 on how to survive in a recession is going to be one that might be put on the back burner a little bit, because this should not be your highest priority if you are in a recession. But if your finances are pretty much in order, you're doing pretty well with your saving, your retirement, paying off your debt, now what you could think about doing is maybe doing some investing. And why do I bring this up? Well, a lot of times during a recession, stocks come down a little bit. Everything starts to trickle down because we're in a recession, and so things aren't looking the best for the economy. But that might be a good buying opportunity for you for some stocks. Maybe if you dabble a little bit in crypto, whatever the case might be the good time to do that. But again, I am not a financial advisor. This is just my own opinions on the matter. But that might be something you might want to look into, is once you have the rest of your personal finances in order, maybe put some money into investing. Maybe you buy up some more of your favorite stock. Maybe you buy up some more of those index funds, the S&P 500. Maybe you buy a little bit more of the dip of crypto. Whatever it is that you enjoy doing for investments. Again, investments are a risk. It's not a guarantee you're going to make money. But this might be the time to put some money into the investment. With the recession, you might see your retirement fund go down. You might see your personal stocks go down. Don't panic. Do not sell, because what I always have heard and what I've always said is you don't actually lose money on your stocks investment until you actually sell it. It's just numbers on paper at the end of the day. So over time, more than likely, after the recession's done, it's probably going to start trickle back up, and you're going to be able to get back to those normal levels. So don't panic with your investments. Don't sell them, because over time, over longevity, more than likely those are going to come back up. So don't panic. You're okay out there. Be safe with it. But again, if emergencies do come up and if you have to sell, then obviously sell. But again, do what's best for you and your family or yourself with those investments in those situations. Not a financial advisor, this is just my own opinions on the matter. So tip number 6 on ways to help you survive in a recession is actually going to be a good one. It's going to be talking about how to increase your skills and your knowledge, maybe in your line of work. Maybe it's increasing your skills financially. Maybe it's your skills and maybe you're looking for a new job or certification. But we want to always be trying to gain knowledge, become smarter, become more knowledgeable in certain fields to help you grow in your career. And by learning these new skills, it's also going to help with your job security in recession, because your employers might even recognize, hey, they just studied for this and they got the certification, or they've been really reading up on how to do this or do that, whatever it is for your job and your career, and they might notice that and say, oh, we need to keep him or her around because they seem very knowledgeable on this subject and we're going to need them in the future. And so that's key. So I want you all to be out there, whatever it is for your career, doesn't matter what it is. It could be IT, it could be nursing, it could be sales, whatever it is that you do out there for a career. Always be knowledgeable, always be learning, trying to find new ways and innovative ways to help you in your career. And with that, it's going to help you stay in your job longer and further to help your career. And with that as well, you could take online classes. Again, I'm in IT, so I'll just use this as an example. In IT, you can maybe take some more certifications, start studying for different certifications, different areas of IT to help you stay relevant in your career, help you stay more knowledgeable in your field. Maybe you need to learn different type of software as well for your solution, so maybe you can study for that and take your certs, or just study for it. And so if something pops up, maybe in a meeting, someone asks, hey, does anyone know this software? You'd be like, oh, boom, I know it. I've read up all over the past 2 weeks. I'm very knowledgeable on it. Let me take that project, and then look at that. By all that studying and knowledge, you got put on a new project that's going to help you grow in your career and hopefully help you keep your job during a recession, where jobs might be harder to come by, or where jobs might be losing more frequently just because of the recession of the economy. And one really quick other thing, talking about jobs and skills, is also you might want to start networking as well. This is something I haven't done too much personally, but I know it is very important, especially for some careers out there. Networking is very important, so maybe you need to Google, find some networking events in your career. You can go there and network with other individuals, other professionals in your field, grow those relationships, because you never know down the road where you might need them, or you might need to ask them for a job, or they might offer you a job. So you just never know. Networking is also a key way to help you stay relevant in your career and help you stay knowledgeable as well in your career and your field. Tip number 7 on ways to help you survive during a recession is going to be staying informed. This one is key as well. So during a recession, again, I'm not saying we are in one or we're not in one, but I do believe that we are on our way to one. And so with that, we want to make sure that we are staying informed of what's going on in the world, in the markets, financially, what's going on in the world, politically, news, wars, whatever the case might be. But that could be watching news, reading articles, maybe watching some YouTube videos on the subject with news and markets, that kind of stuff. Broaden your horizon when you are staying informed. Don't only go for CNN, or only go watch Fox News or NBC or whatever it is that you watch out there for your news. Look at different news sources, because I'm sure with all you out there know, each news outlet seems to be more biased one way to the left or one to the right. We want to make sure that we're staying informed, getting the best circle, the best way to figure out what's going on in the world, and the best way to do that is to diversify your way to be informed. Again, different news ones, different articles, different websites. Again, maybe you're watching YouTube videos, different YouTube channels, that kind of stuff, so that way you get a better picture of what's going on, and you get different opinions and different information all over the place, so you can help get a better informative decision on yourself and see how the entire world is going as a market, how the world is going in economy, and see what's going on if a recession does happen, and what other steps you can take to help survive and help to keep your family afloat or yourself afloat during this time. And the last tip we want to talk about, tip number 8, is seeking financial advice. As I said earlier, I do not have any type of financial certification. This is just my own opinions on it. So if you do want to seek other professionals in this, go ahead and reach out to some other financial person that has actually certifications, or this is their career. You can go online, and there's tons of ones, I'm sure, in your local area that you can talk to, figure out what's the best course of action for you. Maybe you're struggling more so, or maybe you want to have a better plan laid out. And so, again, I would recommend that. Not everyone needs to go out and find a financial advisor to do their finances. It's going to cost money as well, so you don't have to do that, but you're definitely more than welcome to. Again, they're going to help you on a path to retirement, do this, and this to help you with that. Again, financial advisors are not there to not help you make money, because again, the only way, normally, the way that financial advisors make money is if you make money, then they make a percentage of that. So they also want you to be making money and helping your investments grow, because that way then they get paid. So they're not going to basically degrade you, because they also want to get paid as well. So if that's something that you want to do, again, I recommend it as well. Go out there, maybe look for a financial advisor. They can help you walk you through steps and help you figure out what's best for you and your family and your financial future as well in this recession. Well, everyone, that's about going to do it on this video talking about the recession. I know it's not a big topic that we want to talk about, but it is the reality that we live in today in this world, in this economy, is that recession, I think, is looming. Again, in my own opinion, I do believe we're right on the cusp about to start a recession, just based on the stock markets and the job losses, interest rates still being high, the car market being low. So again, that's just my own opinion on it. So I wanted to create this video, give you guys strategies to help you survive in this recession with your family, as well as your own personal finances as well, if you're single. And so these strategies are going to help you stay afloat during recession. The biggest thing as well that can help you and to give you advice is to stay disciplined with your finances, not just in a recession, but in all aspects of your personal finance and any time during the year. Is you want to stay disciplined, because staying disciplined is going to help you achieve those financial goals and hopefully achieve that financial freedom that we're all striving for. And so again, stay disciplined. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Take these strategies, apply them to your own life, and let me know in the comments below if these strategies are working for you. I would love to hear back from y'all. With that, I hope you guys all have a good one out there. Again, don't forget to check my other videos. I'm going to have one popping up right here. Yeah, that one. And with that, you guys all have a good one out there.